What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, October 29th, 2018. I hope everybody's doing awesome. Welcome to the live stream. I am going to give it a few minutes. If you're a replay viewer, there will be a pinned comment in the description, and we're going to talk about that. Bitcoin support, a huge opportunity. Why is it a huge opportunity? It's pretty simple. Bitcoin support is a huge opportunity because it gives us the signal that we all need in order to either one, hold on for the ride up, or two, accumulate more Bitcoin. That's really all technical analysis is. That's really all this video is. It's just my approach to the market. It's my approach to accumulation and how I use technical analysis to do so. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Obviously, I have the weekly chart up right now. Not looking bad. Not looking bad. So, we'll give it a few minutes. We'll start the technical analysis. I love how we're down. I mean, what was it really? A couple percent or so, a few percent. And everybody's just freaking out. What's up, Mexican Charlie Lee? Long time no see. Perosi, Dan Best, Robert. What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody that's here right now. I know it's 8 o'clock Eastern, Monday. Probably everybody's starting their week. Want to start out, before we get into technical analysis, thank you. Thank you for 14,000. What's crazy is 12,000 to 13,000, I think, took like 2 months. And then for some reason, 13,000 to 14,000 took like a week and a half or 2 weeks. And we hit 14,000. And it's just fun, man. That's all I can say. I'm having so much fun just meeting all of you out there, having fun on these live chats, and just growing the YouTube channel and learning a lot from all of you as well. So we hit 14K. The next one is 15K, and I will definitely be brainstorming just some, type of fun giveaway. And maybe we'll just do a live stream and we'll just spin the wheel all night long, giving away t-shirts, hoodies, Litecoin. Why not? So, we have Malibu. What's up, John from Malibu? Good to see you. So let's jump into technical analysis. Technical analysis. Everybody's technical analysis is so different. So here's the weekly charts. I always, before I start my own technical analysis, whether or not I'm, doing a video on it for you, or if I'm just in my own time doing it, I like to just start with a weekly chart, just to like reset my brain, get a big picture of what's going on. Because especially after like 2 weeks of just sideways trading within a 2% window, a 2% range, it's like very easy. It's very easy to, when we go down 2%, up 2%, out of that range, to be like, wow, what is going on? So Danny Phoenix says that TA doesn't work. So Danny Phoenix, my best recommendation for you is not to waste your time watching a technical analysis video. So let's go on. Here's some points I want to talk about in this technical analysis video, which technical analysis, not to predict anything, but has done a tremendous job in terms of accumulating Bitcoin, buying the dips for me and for many others. So a couple things I'm watching. First off, really to set the foundation to what I'm watching is that support area. For me, that 6,000 range down to 50 or 5,800 range. Like that's that kind of long-term area, and I'm trying to highlight it real quick. It's like that long-term area that everybody's kind of eyeing up for support for Bitcoin. Like we've been testing it, we keep seeing support there, and it's worked really well. And Danny Phoenix, is making a really good point, saying it shows what happened in the past, but no one has crystal balls. But I want to say this because it's important, and because a lot of people think that way about technical analysis. Technical analysis is not to be used for crystal balls. And maybe you have that taste in your mouth because you see a lot of technical analysis out there and the people are predicting what's going to happen next. That is not what technical analysis is for. It is to look at the past. It's to look at historical data and really get a sense of the trend, get a sense of the momentum, get a sense of key support and resistance areas so that you can best decide what you want to do next. It's not about expecting anything, but it's about being ready, and it's about anticipating so you can comfortably accumulate at levels that you're comfortable with, instead of taking this crazy emotional risk and just buying, you know, whenever you feel like buying. Technical analysis basically provides a roadmap of anticipation. Like Kiauning in the chat says, TA is to anticipate. Danny Phoenix, appreciate you saying that. Appreciate you subscribing if you're going to subscribe. Hopefully you learned some things about technical analysis because it's helped a lot of us in accumulation. So that first thing, that $5,800 to $6,000 area is really that, it's like that area that I'm watching. That's going to help me decide, well, when we approach, if we approach that area, what am I going to do? Many of you know that $5,500 and below is in my heavy accumulation area, and it's pretty synergistic with the $50 and below Litecoin, $30 to $50 Litecoin heavy accumulation area for myself as well. So that's the first thing. $5,800 to $6,000 I'm watching. I want to see if we approach it first and if we hold. Secondly, I'm looking at the stock RSI. This is probably the most interesting thing for me, and you know, many of you might not find it interesting. I started watching this probably beginning of October. If you've seen some of my most recent technical analysis videos, you may have seen that I have this falling wedge on the stock RSI. The stock RSI shows us momentum of Bitcoin, and I love using the stock RSI for technical analysis purposes, especially in terms of patterns. So you can kind of see like this falling wedge type of deal on the stock RSI. And interestingly enough, what's happening, which is why I say it's interesting, is it's right at that 40 line on the stock RSI, which is a key line for us. We always look for support at that line in terms of momentum. So as we're kind of right around the top upper wedge, upper trend line of this wedge and the 40 on the stock RSI, right now I'm really looking to see if we get even support where we are right now at like 62, 67. Many people out there might be thinking that we may be approaching this channel. However, it's a very strong possibility that we actually see support where we are now, and we begin testing the upper trend lines in these longer term patterns, meaning this pink, this symmetrical triangle, right at this 200 EMA, and then this smaller kind of midterm type of triangle we've been tracking. So third, another biggie for me is the resistance on the upside. So we just talked about that. What is the resistance in terms of if we do find support right here and we get a bounce up? What is resistance? So on the upside, I'm watching the $6,400 range right around the 50 EMA on the daily chart and the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So just to show you where that is, that's literally right here. $6,400 range, 50 EMA area, not far away. However, you can see all the resistance that we've had in the past like month and a half right at this 50 EMA line. So it's that first indicator really to see if we're even gonna become bullish, and that's something I always watch closely. And so on the 4-hour chart, you see that same $6,400 range area is the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart. So another important area. And you can see, I was waiting to go live. I had like 2 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to draw a little picture, which is really this first target. And you can see this first target line of right around 6,000. It's like $6,042. That's me. That's me waiting. I'm like a shark waiting to see if we break support in that $6,000 to $5,800 area. And that's why I titled this video Bitcoin Support, a Huge Opportunity, because it's that support area that if number one we hold, right, it gives us a huge long-term indicator that Bitcoin is looking pretty solid and there may be a bullish run potential coming. And number two, if we break it, it plays very highly into the whole reason I started this channel, accumulating the dip, buying the dip. So when we're bullish and we're going up, typically I'm just chilling, I'm just hanging out. My approach is to buy the fear, is to really accumulate when things get messy. So for me, that would be, first off, and I'll go back to the daily chart, this, fourth point, strong continued downtrend. a huge play in the $5,000 to $5,500 range, which is to say it's also 30% overextension from the 200 EMA. So I know we have Danny, I think was the name, a new subscriber questioning technical analysis, Danny Phoenix, and some others probably questioning technical analysis. But this 30% overextension from the 200 EMA in Bitcoin has proven to be an awesome area to accumulate Bitcoin, and we've done it. We've done it on this channel. And just to give you an example of what that looks like, you can see right here, and this was back in June, right? We have this 30% overextension from the 200 EMA on the daily chart, sorry. And so accumulation area. And you can see after that we saw some nice gains, right? So continuing that conversation, and you can go back and you can look at overextension from the 200 EMA on Bitcoin, you can see that we have this longer term falling wedge on Bitcoin that we've talked about. We've done technical analysis in the last couple of weeks on it. We have this, let me get rid of these lines. So this is like the big downward trend that we have, this blue line right there, and it's going down here, right? And then here's the upper trend line of that blue line. That's what I'm talking about right here. If we get a break below this $5,800 to $6,000 area that we're looking at, if we get a break below that, this is why I do technical analysis. This is when my alerts go off, and I will be anticipating $5,500 area, and I will be anticipating a visit to the bottom trend line for really, in this long-term trend of lower lows, a new lower low. And you know, this whole bear market, we've been doing videos and we've been anticipating dips. None of us want this type of dip, right? Like, I don't want that to happen. But when we talked about it dipping from here to here, we talked about it and we were ready for it to happen. So similarly, right now trading at 62.68, it's totally possible support finally breaks and we get a new lower low in Bitcoin in this bear market. That would really be the beginning of the bottom for me. And I've talked about that many times. $5,500 and below is starting to be right in that bottom area. So that is for me a very crucial area for Bitcoin. 5,800 to 6,000. That's when I get ready, and that's when you know, I start swimming around, ready to accumulate. That's why I do technical analysis. So on the short term, we can stay on the 4-hour chart, and you see this flag here that is formed. Lower highs, higher lows, and we really have this target area, which is the pole of that flag to the top. It's the distance. So our target area is literally support, this long-term $6,000 and, you know, $6,000 and a little bit more support. So that's our target area. I did say it could very well find support here and we might not get there. But if you look at this last symmetrical triangle we tracked and its target, right? We hit the target range, which was a little bit higher than the $6,000 area of support, even though we briefly wicked down to that area. We're in that same situation again. It's really not a bleak situation. It's like, you know, Bitcoin went down a little bit in the last day from what it was trading at, but at the end of the day, it really was nothing. And you can see it on the 4-hour chart. Like, just look at Bitcoin going crazy all over the place. This little move today was nothing. It's just a first little move towards its target of possibly 6,000. So if we hit that target, and this is the 4-hour chart, if we hit this target down to the $6,000 area, that's where I'm just going to be crazy waiting to see if we hold and if we get a bounce, or if we really break it and we start testing that $5,800 to $6,000 channel, which you see on the daily chart right here, this channel right here. So I'm down here waiting in this area, the bottom of this wedge. New lower low potential is there. We can't ignore it. Everybody knows I'm bullish on Bitcoin, but everybody also knows I'm very keen on accumulating the dips. So what would that look like? Just suppose we did actually go down from that area. Well, it would look like this. This would look like 30% overextension from the 200 EMA, which we just talked about. Huge accumulation area for me. John Red, thank you so much, man, for $1.99 super chat. Always great content, Dan. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very much encouraging to me to hear that. It really is. Because sometimes the haters get to me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. So thanks, John. You're awesome. So we have that 30% overextension from the 200 EMA. Wouldn't even question accumulating down there in that area if a lower low forms. And then look at the potential for trading as well. I don't give trading advice. I don't give financial advice. However, the potential for a bounce off the bottom of that wedge right there leaves us with probably a revisit at the very least to the bottom. See this pink triangle, to the bottom of that triangle to retest it, if not the blue upper trend line of the long-term trend. So we're talking 25 to 30% gains. So it's why it's so smart just to be ready to accumulate in these channels, because whether you're going to hold that long or you're going to trade it in, you know, the weeks or months leading up to the next run up to the next resistance area, there's some opportunity for some nice gains. So that's that. Now, I do want to say, in relation to Litecoin, because I know we have a lot of Litecoin people on here, in relation to Litecoin, there's just a couple things happening. Number one, we had this inverse head and shoulders that we're kind of watching on Litecoin, and depending on how you want to look at an inverse head and shoulders, some might say it's broken, some might say it's not. Just because you can see we wicked down, but we didn't go lower than this head. It's very difficult to say. If you want to go by the close of these daily candles, then obviously the inverse head and shoulders is no longer in play. So let's talk about this like it's no longer in play. Where are we in terms of Litecoin? So Litecoin, same thing. Litecoin's approaching its key support area right down here at the bottom of this wedge, this falling wedge that we've been in since August, the beginning of August. And at the same time, it's testing the bottom at the same time that Bitcoin is, and now the Bitcoin chart is incredibly messy. So, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to clear this. So there's kind of that channel that Bitcoin's getting ready to test. And you can see, if you want to take a range of where that is, it's around 3% away or so from testing its key support. So Litecoin, similarly, and this is the daily chart on Litecoin, we can take Litecoin and see where it is, and you can see around 3% away from the wedge. So they're both synergistically testing key support areas. So on the short term, they very well might both get a bounce off of these areas. So be prepared for that, but also mainly be prepared to see if we break it and see if we create a new lower low, particularly below the support area. So another thing I just wanted to talk about is that overextension. We talk about that 30% overextension from the 200 EMA on Bitcoin. And so usually when talking about that area, we're also looking at similar losses for Litecoin, 30% from the 50 EMA. So just to paint you a picture of what that would look like, Litecoin seeing 30% overextension from the 50 EMA would bring us to around a $38 Litecoin, and that would happen as Bitcoin gets its 30% overextension from the 200 EMA, right around that $5,000 range, which would be right at that target that we talked about, that new lower low area. So on the very, very downside, and I'm throwing this out there because what else can we do? Like besides tweet, or besides tweet bullish things and dreams and hopes of $1 million Bitcoin and do videos about bullish potential for Bitcoin, what else can we do? The wisest answer to that is just get ready in case it goes down more, right? Just get ready. So that's why we're talking about this. This would be the perfect lower low area to accumulate more Bitcoin. So there it is for Bitcoin, and for Litecoin, that would look like a $38 Litecoin right in that area, $38, probably $40 Litecoin. And from there, I'd confidently accumulate more Litecoin. That's my heavy buy zone. Everybody knows that from watching this channel. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on the very downside. So you might be like, well, Dan, on the upside, what are you looking at? And it's pretty simple. On the upside, we're still, if you just go to the weekly chart where we started this video, on the upside, we're really within all of these patterns still. We're like in the middle of all of them. So on the upside, we would look for obviously, first off, a break above this shorter term descending triangle. So we would look for a break above like $6,500 area. And then that could be like some bullish indicators for us if we get a break above this first triangle, because then we're going to really be testing, hopefully, that key area of resistance in that pink triangle that we've been tracking right here, 786 to 618. That's our like bullish test. For me, that's my bullish test. Like that's my, if we break that channel still, that's what I'm like, we might have found a bottom here. We might actually be getting like a nice little breakout, a nice little turn in the market right there. That's it, 7,100, 6,900. So the first step to that would obviously be for us to break one of these mini triangles that we have in play. Key resistance at 6,500, and then obviously resistance in this Fibonacci channel, the 618 to 786. So that's it. That's what I'm looking like. And then from there, we just do more technical analysis and see if we can break these resistance levels and see if we can enter a bullish market and see if we can do some bullish videos and see if we can run a YouTube channel in a bullish market instead of a depressing bear market. Please, somebody help me. So that's it. That's it. I think it's really exciting, in my opinion, to see, if you look if you zoom out on the weekly chart, it's exciting just to look at this and see, well, we're still well within range of these patterns that we've been tracking for a while now. Nothing crazy has happened. Obviously, we've had a red week so far after trading sideways for how long, but really it's not that red. Like nothing crazy has happened. So this is it. If you want just on the very short term, this $6,100 area and then this $6,500 area, pull up your 4-hour chart, track those areas, see which one breaks first. It's going to give you a nice indication of what's going to happen. So those are my thoughts. And then I'll go back to this. I started with this real quick. Anybody that wasn't here, thank you so much. We hit 14,000 subscribers, I think yesterday morning or something. And it's true. I love you all. I love you all, even the haters. So the haters that are here now, the haters that will be watching and leaving hate comments on my videos, I love you. I love you. And then I said, have to do a nice big giveaway at 15,000. And then while we're on Twitter, I want to point this out because I thought this was cool. Where was this? Let's see. I don't know if you guys saw Charlie Lee's tweet yesterday. Here's Charlie Lee's tweet. He said, a friend just used my Tesla referral code. The reward is that I can launch a laser etched image into space orbit. First off, that's ridiculously cool. What should I launch into deep space? We'll choose the best image from replies. And I posted, I think the answer is pretty simple. Like, don't you think like it's gotta be the chicken. That needs to be what goes to space. So that picture, they got 128 likes, Charlie. So, I mean, you better pick that picture, Charlie, if you're listening, if you're out there and if you see this. If not, I mean, I'm gonna arrange another wrestling match with John Kim, and I'm gonna personally train him. But yeah, I think that, don't you guys think that should go to space? An etched picture of that? I think that would be awesome. So Dan Best says Litecoin logo. I guess that's pretty simple too, right? Litecoin logo. That would be probably most appropriate, but I don't even think anybody really put the Litecoin logo. So here it is, everybody, though. I will end with this. Litecoin's trading under $50 right now. You better believe I've already bought some, but it hasn't gotten to that heavy area. I start looking heavy when we start breaking these key support areas. So, but definitely have begun accumulating a little bit. So that's it. So once we get to 15,000 subscribers, definitely going to do an awesome giveaway of some sort and just hang out, maybe spin the wheel on the channel on a live stream and just give away some Litecoin, maybe some hoodies, t-shirts, all that good stuff. So hopefully we get there soon. I imagine if Bitcoin price and Litecoin price goes up, we'll get there sooner because that's how these things work. Benjamin Lewis said, Lou, you here? Poseidon Lou, I haven't seen, but I did see him tweet. I think he just purchased a good amount of Litecoin. He's already starting. He said he woke up and he's like, I got to buy myself some Litecoin. Mexican Charlie Lee says, where's Lou, Drew Blood, and Tech Lords and John Kim? Right? Nobody's here. I think, you know what I think it is? I think Bitcoin Ben's doing a live stream right now. I tried to wait till he was over, but I have things to do and I couldn't wait. But I was literally about to press go live, and then I got a notification that he was going live, and it just, he steals all the thunder, man. It's Bitcoin Ben. He's like the live stream guru of cryptocurrency. I don't know how he does it. So anyway, if you're a replay viewer and you're still here, let me know your thoughts. Where are you accumulating? Where are you accumulating? I would love to know. I would love to see. That's where I'm accumulating. I'm ready for it. The question is, are you ready for it? I'm also ready for the moon. I'm ready for a bull market, but hey, it could be another year. If so, I'll still be here. We'll still be here having some fun. Thank you everybody for coming by. I will be posting another video a little bit later just talking about Bitcoin a little bit and its apparent destruction on the global world because of its carbon footprint. Oh man, gets me. If it's not Bitcoin is used for fraud and money laundering, it's going to destroy the world. So look out for that video later. You guys are awesome. Have an awesome night. You know I'll see you in the next video, and God bless.